Yeah, that's and also like for example, the reality of it too is that once you sit down and start, your brain forgets about all this overwhelming feeling, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, like you kind of remember why you do this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you start having fun maybe with it, or you start going in like in how do you call it? Like when you go at something and go, and like you're doing great and like nothing's stopping you.
You just get like tunnel vision kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like when you're playing a video game and all of a sudden you start getting like 30 kills in a row. You know, like
Just getting the zone kind of
yeah,
shit.
man, yeah.
I feel yeah.
Yeah, and in that sense, uh, it does happen, man. Like especially if you're working on like the things that you like, and also like it helps you create a habit of like not having to do it motivated all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your brain starts getting used to do it at least 2 hours every day, you know, eventually you're not gonna be too bothered about the fact that like, oh, today I don't feel like it. You know?
Yeah, dude. No, man. I'm really glad that you brought that up, man. Because that's something that like I learned recently, man. You know, like I always had this idea that like you needed to be motivated. You need to have like this motivation to then like do something to then like create like some content to then like have something to post and then become motivated for more kind of shit.
Right.
That's how it started, man. But like realistically, it's like a loop, and that loop can start anywhere. You know?
Right.
Action can also lead to like motivation.
Motivation.
You know? It can
Exactly.
also just go around and lead into motivation. That's
Yeah, it
honestly,
goes back and forth. Yeah, man.
yeah, man. Honestly, that's the majority of the time. What you need to do is just take that first step and start doing something, and you will like the motivation will come with it as you kind of start to see progress,
Hell yeah.
dude.
Dude, sometimes like even on like this what we're doing the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
there are days where I don't feel like interacting with anyone, and I just want to like lay in bed all day and like sleep.
Yeah.
But like we have to do the podcast, and like I kind of like just numb that part out
Mm.
and go at it, and then once we're setting up, I start getting motivated. You know, it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like okay, this is work.
Yeah.
And then like, but this is our thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then once we start and like we have the music playing and shit, it's like, hell yeah, we're back, you know. And it changes, man.
It starts to become a vibe. I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel yeah. You're not gonna be for like as much as you might like want something and like want to see something become like grow and become something bigger. Like you're not gonna be 100% there like every single day. You know, you can't expect to be, man. You're gonna fluctuate, and that's when you need to have like not only you need to like catch yourself doing that and have an idea of how to like motivate get yourself to keep moving no matter like your state of mind, but also like having other people there to kind of like bring you up when you're feeling down, and also vice versa makes a huge difference, you know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's also the big thing, man, because I feel like so, like the days that I'm not feeling particularly sociable, you're like kind of feeling sociable, so like your energy just kind of like brings mine up, and then like vice versa, you know.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it helps, dude.
Yeah, man. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, and this is why we chose these two topics too, because like, like if kind of like all the things we're saying right now
Mm.
also have to do with like getting out of that comfort zone, you know,
Yeah.
like because like a lot of to in order to like get stuff done, in order to do things right, in order to do to reach goals, to be successful and go like farther and reach your like uh kind of like to get to your top of your abilities and use them and stuff like that
Yeah.
and become something out of it, uh like you need to get out of that comfort zone, you know. You really really
Right.
need to sometimes it has to do with like getting over your ego. Sometimes it has to do getting over your like your laziness, you know, or like getting out of your home, you know, getting out of your bed,
No,
uh,
absolutely.
getting out of your routine. maybe having to work with people that uh, not that you don't like, but maybe people that because I've had to work sometimes with people that it's not that I have something against them at all,
Mm-hmm.
but they're so different that it's kind of like a little shock at the beginning.
Right. It's like it's people that you wouldn't normally interact with if you could choose to, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, you
But
just
then
kinda
like
happen
once you
have
get to it,
so.
like you get comfortable and stuff.
Yeah.
But like at first you gotta be like, okay, like I'm gonna sit in the studio for a few hours with this one person and two of us alone and like have to get a little bit intimate about some things because I'm gonna record something
Mm-hmm.
that comes from the heart, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
I have to I I have to be intimate with the artists I record because I have to like be able to kind of uh am- amplify their emotions.
Right. Right. Bring that emotion into the music.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that's something intimate, you know, like you talk about it. Maybe the artist like while they're singing or recording their piece, they get emotional,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you're like, it's just the two of you in the studio, and it's like, well, like, you want to talk about it, man, like, you know, and even that's good
Okay.
for me. I'll be there. I'll listen because like then like this person, no man, it's like I wrote this song to this person that passed away and blah 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 and like and this and it's like oh shit man that's crazy and I'll be able to comfort them but then now I know how important this song is, you know,
Yeah.
and I know what it's really about
Mm-hmm.
and like let's make it about that. I've changed beats before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like, oh, the song's about this, dude. I have a better beat. Let's use this beat, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I get it, man. I feel you. It takes a lot. Like, I guess it takes a lot of like self confidence to kind of like be able to express like intimate emotions with somebody else,
Yeah,
man. Like,
yeah,
especially somebody you just met.
right.
It's like, you
Well,
know,
there is also like a
I feel.
context in there too.
Mm,
You know, as a musician or as an artist, you might be a little bit used to explain where your art comes from. You know,
mm.
like same with tattoos. You know, like if you have tattoos that are meaningful to you, oh, everyone's gonna be like, oh, what does that mean, man? You
I
know,
mean,
like
yeah, yeah, for
yeah,
sure, man. But I feel like with tattoo, man, it gets there's like this, man. Eventually, you just kind of like you just like say some answer to
yeah,
like
that's
keep
true.
people happy.
That's
You
true.
don't really have to tell necessarily the whole
Especially to
meaning like to
strangers, full
everybody.
on strangers.
Yeah.
But then like then maybe you meet some people you've hung out a few times and they ask you and you explain it to them and you it's probably the millionth time you explain it still, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but same with this knife, dude. Like it has some deep meaning, but I always say it's like, oh no, man, just like some friend who needed skin to practice, and I just like said, do whatever. And that is real,
It
you
is,
know.
yeah. I mean, it's not lying.
That
It's
is
just
what
not the
happened,
full truth.
right? But there's more to the story, right? Right.